Hi guys, a very good morning. How are you both doing? Lovely to see you. Krishna. First of all, welcome to this podcast where we talk about AI and how AI is meeting marketing on AI meets marketing. So before I introduce you, I would want to introduce myself. I am Pragya and I work with Hindustan Times, but I have a great penchant towards marketing and how AI is bringing a lot of information and ease to this space. And we have Manmohan with us. Manmohan, welcome. Uh, he is a digital expert and he's been doing performance marketing from like last 15 years, and he's an expert at it. He's been handling various clients, and I love interacting with him in terms of actually I won't say we are just drilling, we are also drooling over the information on digital marketing and how AI is bringing an ease in our work with daily life examples and experiences. As a content specialist, it will be really refreshing to hear your experience and how you see the change, and how do you see the digital marketing space is changing in terms of content creation and how AI is bringing and uplifting it. So can you just help us let us know and our audience know about your background, and how did you land up at this space? Where are you put up right now? It will be great to know about you.
First of all, thank you so much for having me here, Pragya and Manmohan. Lovely meeting both
Our
of you
pleasure.
and our audience who's taking their time out to watch this video. So, hi guys, my name is Krishna. I am a content writer and a content marketer, and I have been in this space for 12 years now. My journey as a content writer started with the sheer love of literature, and I just loved writing since I don't know when, and I decided to follow my passion, and here I am today as a content writer and content marketer. And besides writing, I love making videos, be it scripting or thinking of concepts to being on ground on field during the shoot and casting to post production. I enjoy being in every bit of video making. And currently, I mean, from where I started writing, sitting down with full focus to, write a piece of content and tearing pages and whatnot to, writing a prompt for ChatGPT or other Gen AI tools and getting a kickstart or like a jump start in content writing or content creation, and from struggling to put my pen my thoughts down to almost having no creative block in these days thanks to generative AI. I have seen like a tremendous change in the way I write content and the way consumers or people consume content, and really excited to be here and explore what role generative AI has to play these days and in the coming future, what we can expect from it.
Means I have known Krishna for some time, and she is a published author also, and she has a very interesting. I'm not sure
Yes.
how do
Wow.
you read horror stories and get your bedtime. So Krishna,
Scare you, but it will excite you for sure. Like these kind of stories, they're absolutely safe for your bedtime as well. And I love horror. I like watching something or in previous days reading something before going to bed. I feel somewhere I felt like it's like my silly idea, but I felt like when I read something or watch something good and go to bed, I get very creative dreams. And I like how horror movies, good horror stories, they excite you instead of just scaring you over noise and sudden something falling and all that in the background. And I really love a good story, horror story that does more than just like jump scares and like making you scream. So I thought maybe I could also try and pen some down and see how I can like write horror stories that are safe for bedtime and are interesting and engaging as well. So a few of them I had written like during my college days, and I
Okay.
thought like maybe I'll add them and like expand that thought and write multiple other short stories.
I would want to understand that, as a content writer, what has been your way of writing in the terms of like, how do you start writing on a piece? How did you write when before AI? And now I'm sure that, the initial part or some parts would have changed. So what has changed in terms of like, how did you prepare for your content before, and how are you preparing and coming to a final content now?
Okay. So when I started writing, there was nothing like personalization that was all even there in like inception, right? I had uh, personalization to me was like a letter to my father maybe, or like a text message to my friend, but definitely not in terms of sending an emailer, or like in terms of sending an ad content. So back in those days, getting the facts right was very important for me, because like if you don't have the facts right, or you don't have the most unique information in your content, then it will everybody will want to write it or read it, sorry. Because in that way, like every other website or every other site is giving you some information that you want to gather. So but
Hmm.
coming from that to now it's like, even if the fact is repetitive, I am working on like getting the message perfect, better than last time. Because when it comes to a service or a product, there are only these many USPs that we can talk about, and these many facts that we can talk about. And but what are you talking around it? How do you package it? How differently or how better you able to do it from the last time is something that my focus is more now. And before, again, like it was if I tell you my first job as a content writer, it was like before writing about a topic, it's talking to your founder or like your content, director, and understanding what they know about this topic, and like
Yeah.
then talking to the tech person, or like any other team member who could remotely know a little bit about the topic. So initially it was a lot of interview on the ground as well, and then understanding that what exactly do I need to look for on internet for data, for resources. Then I used to go and like get my data or get my information based on what input I have received from the subject matter experts that existed around me. To now, right now, I just have to work on my prompts. That's it. And all the data that I need, the data I didn't know that I can add to my content and all, it will be there in my hand within minutes. I don't have to interview a person. If I know that there is a subject matter expert that exists in this domain, and I can probably write like in my prompt that based on this person or based on this philosopher, write a copy or write a blog post in these many words. And it has opened new avenues on, like for me to create a piece of content, and how efficient or how well it can be. Like I have a new level of freedom in that. So I feel that's something that like has contrast, it has changed tremendously over time on not just like how I write my content, but also in how do I gather information to get started with that content.
Krishna, you have worked
Okay.
in small organizations as well as with big brands like Misho and Mu Sigma. So what is the primary difference you get as a content writer when you get these briefings? Because from one side you are getting briefing directly from the founder or from the head of the department. On the other side, you are probably getting briefing from a manager. So what is the difference in these two work, and what are the major challenges?
Okay, that's a very good question. Because it kind of also gives like a distinction between how a small startup, when I had joined me, sure it was pretty, it wasn't as big as it is today to the scale. So from a startup to a huge corporate, like how content marketing differs and how the goals differ, and how the content team works. It is very different, or it's like you will see a difference of day and night in both. For example, in Misho, I got a chance to understand how to like approach your target audience very well. Because Misho was and is still about like reaching to tier 2, tier 3 cities of India, reaching to those people in India who probably are not that tech savvy. They are not that tech savvy, or do not have a lot of data bandwidth, right? And to make e-commerce or reselling on products available to them, to be able to reach a new market, that's something involves a lot of understanding your target audience, understanding your languages, and finding new processes to work with different agencies or people from different states to make your message as culture appropriate or as close to the target audience as possible. And I and we did customer segmentation to a very very deep level where it wasn't just about a state, but it was also about, like, within a state there are so many cities, and even within those cities you'll see so much variety in culture. So if we have our target audience situated there, how do we differentiate our message in each cities as well, in a state, in a language? That was something that we had explored as well. So Misho was all about going in depth towards your target audience, their pool and understanding in what language and in what tonality they are talking, and reflecting that in our marketing campaigns. Versus in Mu Sigma was more about brand awareness of Mu Sigma culture and of, like, what technological capabilities that Mu Sigma has. It was more from employee engagement and from brand awareness into potential employees of the future. Talking to them. So it was for me to understand that people who have been working in Mu Sigma for 8 years, how do they perceive Mu Sigma and want to present Mu Sigma with, like, their thoughts and their learnings, versus those who have just joined Mu Sigma and it's their first job, right? And how do they perceive Mu Sigma being their first job and the first corporate that they've stepped into? How do they see this world, right? So that's something that I had to, work on, or the target audience was that, was very different. So in Meesho, the target audience existed everywhere outside Meesho, for example. But in Mu Sigma, the target audience existed within Mu Sigma. So that was the difference, and that impacted a lot in, the way, the kind of effort or the kind of messaging that needs to come out from these two places. Yeah.
So from your experience in Misho, you understand content personalization so well, and probably it worked so well from for them as well that they are at least a well-known brand all across India. So what are
Yeah.
the content personalization changes you are seeing with the evolution of AI in marketing, the new things coming, and what could be the primary examples of that?
So the changes that I'm seeing is, like, there are, with the help of AI, let's say, like, you are able to add elements of culture, festival, of a place that you have no idea about, and probably you are getting very generic information about that, anybody sitting across the planet can look for. For example, if you want to market your product in Hawaii, right, there are very limited things that we know about Hawaii, right, from the blogs, the tourist blogs that we can read, from the place, from Bangalore. Let's say if I am in that position where I have to write more culturally appropriate content for audience situated in Hawaii, then I will first trust an AI tool, then trusting myself at this moment. Because, like, if I put a prompt in AI that tell me the 10 most unique things about Hawaii culture or people, I will get better results than, the results that I will find when I myself going and
Yeah.
looking, because my
So
knowledge, again,
even if
is very
even
limited
if
in terms
somebody
of the culture
who
there.
is reading about Hawaii or not, because they have never been there, so they will never be able to understand the culture compared to somebody actually using these different AI tools, not only ChatGPT but the other tools to make sure that you get more information and that concise information in such a short period of time in a presentable way. So that is the uniqueness
Exactly.
and advantage of AI.
So let's say I have to write Google Ads for my hotel near airport, Delhi airport, right? It works sometimes that we keep we keep the type of content that we want in the prompt. Like, let's say, write a Google ad for me and all that. And write a tweet for me. But when the stakes are high, I would like to stick to character limit more than just putting input, like, write a Google ads for me or write a tweet for me. It works in generic background when the, like, I'm just generating content for a blog post or for my social media calendar. But for Google Ads and for social media paid ads, I'd like to keep it to as specific as possible, the prompts. Apart from the character limit, I would also add the target audience, like who are these people who come to my restaurant more often than just setting up a generic message that goes to anybody between 16 years to 60 years, right? So, checking the kind of people, the kind of footfall that I get in my hotel, I would craft a messaging for them, and I'd also add that age group into my prompt, like for age, like let's say 30 to
Sure.
35,
The
uh,
target
and
audience
then
plus
the target.
USP of the brand.
Yes. So, why I'm emphasizing on the age as well, because different age groups, different generations, they read diction differently than in across. So it's
True.
like the kind of words that I'll use for a 16-year-old will be very different in my messaging than the kind of words that I'm using for a person who's maybe in the bracket of 40 to 50, right? So that would also help me being careful about my the kind of tonality and the words that are going in a messaging would also help in getting my message pierced better with my target audience. And I would also add more specific location into my prompt, like instead of just saying Delhi airport, which is like a huge radius, I would say probably add the street name or terminal.
Ahead. As Krishna was talking about that it has become 2x more efficient, so or 3x more efficient. So how it has improved your work life?
So if I have to answer that, I'll answer that firstly in three phases. I have three major, I work in a B2B environment where my content is largely created for a for a business company, and I do not directly deal with the customers. So if I have to bifurcate it, let me say that I have three types of content to create. First is the email, which comes from the email marketing. Then I have to create some Google Ads content or any Facebook ad content, which is like an ad copy. And the third, I would say, will be a LinkedIn content, which will be in the form of a LinkedIn ad or will be in the form of LinkedIn in mail, right? So, firstly, I used to take around a day to write an email, to do my research, to add personalizations in it, and finally come up with a content which can go ahead, right? Now, because of chat gpt, it has become really easy for me. Not just chat gpt, there are various other tools that helps us with video creation as well, right? We use runway, we use sora, and because of these we have started, we have at least reduced the time by like half a day. In 4 hours everything is done for us, and we have more content, we have more personalized content, we have 4 5 copies also. So the
So how
process that
you are
I
like
usually
when do you say we have more personalized content? What are like what is the level of personalization? Like what are
Sure.
you trying to achieve? So is it like just the old, because so I was reading something and it was more like previously, and this is what we were discussing yesterday also, that previously the personalization was more on the level of age and gender and so on. Now w- with the AI we have evolved into user behavior. So the point is like somebody like me who is let's suppose a 34 33-year-old male might have a totally different behavior than somebody uh, who is in the same age group but living in my hometown, I Gorakhpur, and living in my village, and same thing. Somebody of the same age, but who is an Indian, but also has a businesses. He travels in business class, probably in every other day, and he has a private jet. He will have different preferences of life. So, at what level, like your personalization has come, and this is what I want to understand, that how we can achieve the ultimate level of personalization.
Okay, Manmohan, when you're talking about, I think Krishna will be a better person to answer this because she's been dealing with B2C customers and she writes content for individual person. When I talk about it, I write for different businesses. So
Mm.
I assume in an industry, e-commerce people, all marketing e-commerce people at a senior level are going to behave similarly, and they are going to get influenced by a particular type of content. The kind of prompt that I put in will be more like, okay, I have to write an email to a very senior person who is a decision maker of XYZ. So my prompt will not be about, okay, this person is like this and you create a content like this. I think, Krishna, you can take up that. When I write my B2B content, it is more about how the industry behaves. So if I have to say, okay, right, I know that real estate has a lot of money to put in brand, but e-commerce company will not directly do that, right? They have
Hmm.
other ways of branding. They'll not just put, they work on CPL model. They do not directly work on branding, right? But DLF would do that, or another like Bhutani would do that, because they have, especially in Hindustan Times, we see a lot of branding events done by these kind of real estate companies. So when I'm writing a content and targeting these type of companies, my content will be similar to how the industry is behaving. But when I'm writing to an e-commerce company, it will be more CPL related, how leads will be given, how much will be the cost of per lead, and these kind of things. For
So
branding,
you
it's
are
little different.
doing personalization at an industry level because all these
Yes.
people are more or less in the same demography, the IE management. So these people are supposed to be working in the management of these companies, and for different industries, you are trying to send different content.
Yes.
So it's more like you are managing this, and like the use of AI is still limited.
Use of AI comes into a picture of like just helping me out in creating the content faster. That will be one thing.
That's it.
I have to educate. I have to totally educate my chat GPT or my product or my tool about my product. So my first step every time when I have to write any ad copy, any content, is to educate my. I what I do is I'll go to the website, I'll copy the whole content and tell my chat GPT that, okay, this is the product that I am talking about. Now write an email. So first I'll do that. Then I'll tell that platform, I'll tell that, okay, you have to write for this particular platform. Okay, now what are the limitations in the platform? You can use these many words. Keep your, for example, if I'm writing an email, I'll mention that, okay, write in 150 words. Start with this, start with saying hi, then come to the main content, then come in the end, tell that, okay, you can reach out to me and things like that. Then I tell them about the character limits. Then I tell them about how to once the one copy is generated, I review it, I refine it by telling them more about how it should sound, what should be the tone or something like this. And then maybe I'll have 2 3 copies and then A/B test it. So if I have to sum up in 5 different stages or 5 different steps how I'm writing an effective content through chat GPT, would be, first will be to educate my chat GPT. Second is to pick up the ad platform and tell, okay, this is my platform. Third will be to tell it that, okay, these are my character limits. Fourth will be to review and refine my copy, and fifth will be to test and analyze by doing A/B testing. So this is my process.
And Krishna, like, how do you do it? Means, and like, what are the new things that you are doing right
Yeah.
now, other than using chat?
So when I am writing for B2C crowd, I try to understand what is the metric or the goal that we are trying to achieve from this piece of content. Is it for just general awareness, or are we pushing it for Google ads or social media ads, or is it a type of like um, video pitch, video content pitch, right? So I do, give in prompts that yes, like write a Google ad or write a social media piece or social media ad for me, Instagram ad for me. But again, like how Pragya explained, I also like to stick to the character limits, because if you don't give the character limits, I mean, ChatGPT will not know where to stop, right? Like, or how soon or how later to stop. And when the stakes are high, especially in, like when we are running ads on Google, we want our content to be readable within a certain character limit, and that's something that I like to add in my prompts. And I like to go as deep as possible in terms of demography and age of the target audience, because there is a certain diction, or there's a certain, like there are certain words, or there's certain type of format of language that people of different age groups. I like to get at least 5 to 6 examples of the content that I want to push out, so that I can mix and match and or like polish it and before sending it out for ads. Because when, like I said, when the stakes are high, you want to be as cautious and as like as cautious, and you want to make sure that your messaging is to the point, and it has the impact to reach your goal. So that's the process that I follow. And I do get my prompts though from ChatGPT the beginning, but the final output that goes out in terms of the social media ads or the video content, it is a little different from the prompts I get. It does have a bit of human touch to it. So yeah.
Yeah, I think ChatGPT, the best part about, I mean, Krishna, you are a content person, right? You know how to start with the content. But for people like me who do not from a content background, but come from the marketing background, so
Mhm.
sometimes it was difficult for me to notice how to start it. At least ChatGPT gives me that kick. Okay, because it's easier to refine, it's easier to make a
Yes.
content as per your brand, but how to kickstart it was a little difficult. So I think,
Yeah.
for these tools have at least helped people like me who know what the brand should sound like, who understands that okay, this should be the tone, but we could not put it in words, right? Because of lack of the skill that you guys had. So I think this building of, this bridging of skill was is really helpful. At least I see that a lot in my company. I see that a lot in B2B marketing space, where we understand brands and everything, but we lack somewhere in the content writing. So that has
Yeah.
become a great help here.
Right. But that we used to take.
And Manmohan, you've been a hardcore digital marketer person, and you've been writing ad copies for, I'm sure, for like last 10 years. How has it impacted you? Where have you landed when, in terms of time, duration has limited, and you have a lot of clients to handle, right? You have to focus about 5-10 brands at a time, 5-10 different type of content. So how has ChatGPT and like tools have helped you?
And the biggest help we had from the DJI tools is launching the campaign. Because whenever new client come, we have to write hundreds of ad copies. And the client will somehow, the problem with Indian clients is like they think that because they have started paying you, now you have to act like Hanumanji, right? So you you have to do you have to launch 500 ad copies in one day. Wi- Even if you have a team of 4 or 5 people, it's not possible. It was at least not possible.
Yeah,
Now, what
humanly, it's very difficult.
yeah, and but we have faced that. We have seen that because I remember that in like just year after the COVID, so in 2020, there was this hospital brand, and the GM will come and he will say, Manmohan, we have to launch these 500 ad copies today. Like there is no other way. If we do it tomorrow, our ROI will go down, which is all fictional. This is all means I have seen all these guys which are like they have to somehow justify to their bosses because they are IIM MBA, so they can do something faster and better. That's what usually happens in this process. The team does a cookie cutter job. They do complete those 500 ad copies in 2 days, but what happens? It's not up to the mark. The quality of copies is not so good. So, and for as a manager, it was a huge challenge, right? Because
Hmm.
end of the day, I am the one who is responsible for the ROI. Why did you not manage this resource? Why did you not manage that resource? Your CEO, because this was a huge account, they were spending 1.5-2 crores in a month. So all these problems, and I was the one who was responsible if anything goes wrong. So there is something called, and why there are signs on the streets that drive slow, because speed and accuracy do not go together, right? But
Yeah.
with Chat GPT, you have actually opportunity to drive your Ferrari. It has actually because you can do everything at 3x. Because yes, I launched the campaign in 2 days, but I know after 4 or 5 days, the same team member will go and make the changes because they know they have done the suboptimal work. So this is how speed and accuracy together it has improved. And this is why people say that this is a civilizational change. Like this is far bigger than internet, right? And when it comes to personalization, of course the prompts are there, but I feel like the like what I heard from you guys. and what we heard from audience, we are not there yet. Like so biggest example of personalization, something that I really love is Amazon, right? So in Amazon, if you shop something, let's say you are on Amazon, you are using Amazon Prime and you are shopping for 10 to 20 products a month, which is very common, at least, like not including the Amazon Fresh, just the main Amazon site. It will start recommending what you really want, like with the passage of time.
The
Like,
website is different for everybody, depending on what you have bought and what is it's
yes, because
different for
they,
everybody. How personalized it can be
right?
anymore.
So Amazon has actually achieved the real level of personalization, what the other companies are dreaming of. These are actually the wet dream of bankers, right? So basically, at the next level of personalization will come for these all these banking and health. You are using Apple Watch, and there is this data that you are walking 10,000 steps in a day, right? Very, or 5,000 steps in a day, and you are doing lump sum day. Now suddenly, for 2 or 3 days, there is no data, like, or you are, or the data is there but it's very little, right? So means it's very different, it's very divergent from what you were doing earlier. So it's probably you are walking 20,000 steps or you are walking 2,000 steps. Immediately the signal might go up. Okay, this guy is up. That you are probably traveling outside, you are visiting new places. Like I went to Dubai, I was walking 20,000 steps a day. Otherwise, I will walk 4 to 5,000. So this is very common. Whenever we are traveling, we do that. So what Amazon or Apple can do? Apple can use this data, like your Apple Watch that you are wearing, and then they can recommend products that you can buy when you are traveling. Or there might be the other situation. You might be in an emergency. So you might be in a healthcare emergency or something like that, or where you can't move. So then, uh, like Apple can show you ads of different app which can improve your healthcare experience. Like they have good. So the idea is that personalization is okay. Uh, People are happy to share their data as long as you are helping them. So like suppose you are filling a form, and like suppose you trust the brand. Which one you like? The one which has all the information pre-filled and you just need to make one click, or the one where you have to type everything manually? Means you tell me which one you will like. I see the people nodding their head that yes, ultimately you will like the platform even if it has all the information and you have happily given it, but you will prefer something where it's saving your time, and it's all about.
Yes.
So what Jeff Bezos says, that you want it faster and efficient and most probably cheaper. So customers will always like something faster and cheaper. Faster and now this is for Amazon. This may not be true for everyone. A hotel brand. So all these hotel brands, Hyatt, Holiday Inn, and all these, like these American brands, they all sound like same. They always have pricing something. There is no brand. Like it's all the same. You go on the internet, you find the cheapest room, and you know that you will find almost same level of hospitality in these brands. Okay, you book the hotel, but imagine if Nike makes a hotel. You can already imagine that sign. You can already imagine what kind of environment that will be, because Nike has a real brand. It actually comes with the feel. It has personalized its brand to its user base, and uh, this is what we have to achieve. Now you don't need to reach, like suppose, for example, there was a time when 3 million or 4 million people watching something in India will be probably an average or below average number, like it's nothing. Like if in the days of Doordarshan is, it's like a joke. Like if you 30 lakh people are watching your show, it's nothing. Only thing, the like it became viral good when 3 crores, 4 crore people are watching Shaktiman. That was the level of madness.
Yeah, what happened in Ramayan also.
Right. If there is a brand that comes up with cactus shoes and they market it to the vegetarians, it will do really well. Now, nobody is doing it right now, but I am sure somebody will come up. In 6 months, in 1 year, you will come. You will hear something like that. That is all human brand, and they can charge a premium for it. So it might not be for everyone. So yes, there will be three types of people. One will be like people who are okay with wearing leather skins. Then the second type of people will be who are like who don't care. But there will be third type of people who, as soon as they get the chance not to wear the leather, they will not wear it. So they will love to wear this character shoes. So if there is a brand that comes in the market and do that, they may not have, let's suppose, a market of 100 crores, but they will definitely have 2 or 3 crore people. But these 2 or 3 crore people will make them stand out. They will have an actual brand, they will have presence, and they will have people who will like to associate themselves with the brand. Because unless you create the brand loyalty, unless you create the cult of the brand, unless you create Apple, unless you create the Nike, is all, you don't have a brand. Like, you just have a shop. You just have a bigger shop. You are just pouring money and you're getting the output, but you don't have a brand. So you have to create the brand. And here AI personalization will come into the picture. So like suppose Krishna, the article you wrote that how the one of the breast cancer awareness brands or NGOs, they used they made 75,000 personalized videos using AI. Means how cool is that, right? And this made sure that their video started trending on Twitter. Means this is a big deal and this is really good for breast cancer awareness. And this is definitely in lot less budget what an organic social campaign from an agency could have taken to make sure that they are trending in top 10 in the country. So why don't you talk more about it?
Yeah, that's a great point, Manmohan. Actually, if you see, Vidyard has actually released a report in 2021 that said that the usage of videos has increased over the years for around 135%. They compared 2 years, 2020 and 2021, and within this 1 year gap, it had increased 135%. And
In one
now
year.
this report was, yes, and this report was published in 2021, and now we are standing in 2024, and you can imagine how exponentially this number must have crossed or grown. So as technology is evolving, as the new terms of marketing is increasing, a lot of brands, a lot of software tools are coming forward as well, which with the help of AI help you create videos quicker, right? Canva is one example, Rocketium is one example, and let's say in this year,
So we all know Canva.
hypothetically,
What
if
is
a
Rocketium?
brand is sending like yes, Rocketium is a software, it's a SaaS tool to make videos quicker than the amount of time we spend on conventional tools like Adobe and all. And it has a cookie cutter approach where you have templates already and you have a few animations and music in place. You just have to select and apply those elements to your video, and your video will be ready in less than 10 minutes. And it depends on the size as well. And this tool is also very helpful for marketers like us who don't have video making skills, like on like this conventional tools like Adobe and Photoshop and all. And we can just use cut copy paste skills to make really good videos. And it helps marketers like create a video quite instantly when it's important and urgent, and we just have to send something very basic with the colorful background and few elements. So Rocketium is a tool that helps in these kind of videos, and also in aspect ratios as well. Like for example, if a brand understands that their most viewers or audiences on reels than on like YouTube, then the brand would prefer to make more of portrait videos, then real size videos, then landscape videos that goes on YouTube and website. They tackle this very beautifully, where you have the choice of selecting aspect ratios with a click, and it saves so much time. Like, instead of spending a week, maybe you'll spend, let's say, 10 minutes to convert at an aspect ratio of a video and making things perfect. Let's say if you want to add something more, or like move the elements around. And yeah, and that's something that has helped marketers like us exponentially, especially when we are trying to send personalized videos as well, in terms of like how niche it is, in terms of mentioning about adding elements of the culture or the demographic that we are sending it to, or to the target audience. It has helped us speeden up the process so much that marketers are seeing better ROI with our marketing efforts, especially when it goes to videos,
So
right?
with these
So
tools,
yeah.
you are also getting personalization and all these other things faster. So of course, like you gave a simple example of the aspect ratio, which seems very casual, but just the production cost increases, or like the work increases because you have to do it in two ratios. Now with a tool like this, you can do it probably in a very less time and save that time.
Exactly. And you can also go to the level of adding a person's name on those videos as well, if it's part of an email, or like a WhatsApp message, where you want to target that individual that you're sending it to particularly. With the help of AI these days, we can also, like, let's say it's as easy as uploading an email list, right, to this target audience you want to share email, and add the name of the person, or add the designation or age of the person, or where they are from, anything that we can gather, any data that we can gather from their email IDs and all. We can add that to this videos as well, and add a bit of personalization to a deeper level. So AI has also helped us fasten our processes as well, and not just fasten up, make these processes possible as well, where like we are able to generate, let's say, 1,000 videos within like an hour, or like a few minutes, with a touch of personalization to it. So that's, I think, is something that was unimaginable before, had the power of AI with us, and now it's something that we are able to do just like a whim. So yeah.
Actually, that reminded me. So basically, last week I got this Suno app and I was creating songs with this app. Means Ask Pragya, I created like, and it's very simple. You just go to Chat GPT, you paste your idea for the song, and it will give you a song. You modify it little bit, and paste it in the app, and you choose your genre, and you choose uh, your tone of the song, and the song will come out. Means you can go on our Instagram and you will see the last post. It looks like somebody really composed it. Means here we are, and it's something very much personalized for us. Means it has made personalization so easy for any particular band. Means it took me hardly 10 minutes. Like I went on ChatGPT, I created the song, I made one or two changes, and I just did a paste on the app, and I tried two or three different versions of the song, and I downloaded it and I posted it. Which I can create a song every a day. I can create probably 50 songs in a day, which if I want to. And Pragya, maybe we should try it something like that we can send personalized emails rather than sending emails to the people. If there is any way, means I don't know if it's available or not, like Krishna was pointing out, that we can upload the Excel file of the data that we have, and then we can send personalized video messages or personalized, like just rather than hey XYZ, a personalized text email, we can send personalized videos, or we can send personalized songs for that particular person. I don't know. These can be easy things to do with all these tools available.
Yeah, of course, and I think artificial intelligence has have massively disrupted the way musicians have also started creating and consuming the music, and that's going to impact how marketing people use it and consume it. Because in terms of music, plays a very important role when it comes to marketing, right? Music in videos, music in different forms have created campaigns have made a success and not a success. So I think in marketing, music plays a very important role, and there are many tools which are doing it. These music AI tools are using neural networks, and they are really large sets of bits of computers, and they are all brain work, and so much of work has been done pertaining that. I think I would want to mention some of the music production AI tools that I have used personally. One of them has been Magenta. Then I've also used ORB Producer Suite. If you guys have used it, I have also used Ample, which was quite, I think, was very easy to use with a very good user experience. And I also used Iva, which was great. There was also one MuseNet that I used that was also interesting. And all these were for Hindustan Times campaigns or some sort of other campaigns that I have done, or maybe personally also exploring these kind of things. So that has also helped. So just wanted to let you all know that there are many tools, and it's really nice that we don't have to depend, or we don't have to spend a lot of money from reaching out to those composers and getting a content created or maybe a music done. So it has become cheaper, it has become faster.
Create their own jingles.
Yeah, we have started creating jingles, which was like, I mean, the ad producers were were taking in lakhs, and now we have our own jingles. If anybody in the team can write a little bit of jingle or knows, and adding a music to it, and everything gets created. So yeah, that's a great step.
But when content is so easy to produce, my question will be for both of you, then how to create quality content?
I think a major quality content comes from the fact that how much do you understand the brand. Every brand has a different language. If you do not understand where your brand is coming from, what is your target audience, what kind of audience do you want your product to be bought from, you are never able to write the right content. You'll never be able to write the right prompt, and you'll never be able to get the right target content that you need to put out, maybe on website or social media or anything. So unless and until you understand your brand, you understand your value proposition, you understand the elements of value that you want to target, you won't be able to give a good prompt, because AI is still dependent on the fact, the amount of knowledge you are giving to it. And unless you give the right knowledge about your product, the right tone, the right tonality, the right words, it will not speak the same language. It's like how you bring up your child. They start speaking your language, they pick up your activity, because that's what you are directly or indirectly putting it into. So that's what AI is doing. It's going to pick up. In fact, I have been putting a lot of content about, say, Hindustan Times. Okay, this is my product, right? It has started speaking the same language if I want to write a content for another company also, because I have given so much of content and so much of language as a media industry that it has started speaking the same language for all my. Even if I have to write a personal letter to my father, is going to talk like that. So it understands you so much. So I think, yeah, making them understand the right context will be very important. What do you say, Krishna? In fact, I would also want to understand what is your thought,
But
Manmohan, on this.
but Pragya, I have one question. Why you are writing personal letters to your father with ChatGPT?
I'm just kidding about that. I'm just kidding about that. I've never tried that. I don't remember when did I write a personal letter to anybody. I mean, who have written that in this age of mobile WhatsApp? I
Yeah.
don't know.
So I completely agree with Pragya. Touched upon how your prompts or how your answers, response that you get from the Chat GPT or any generative AI is as good as your prompts and as well as like as good as how well you understand your brand. So I mean, if you want quality work out of generative AI, again you have to tell the AI in as descriptive and detailed manner as possible that what exactly is this message made for and what exactly are you trying to achieve from this message. And again, like it's as good as the kind of prompts that we are giving. So it again is learning, constantly learning based on what kind of requests that we are putting, what kind of tonality that we prefer, and what kind of what do you say what kind of length of content constantly keep generating from AI. Because if you see that at the bottom when create when we have created a response, there is on chat gpt there is a copy icon and there is like dislike icon, right? So they in terms of based on our behavior on like on which attempt, like is it second or third, which attempt did we copy the response from chat gpt, did we like the chat gpt response or not? Based on our feedback, the machine is learning, artificial intelligence is learning, and it gives the response back to us based on our training to the machine. Having said that, one of the ways that we can control the quality, like, to a level where, like, you're absolutely sure that, your message is on point, is have options to A/B test and mix and match the content as well. There is no what do you say, harm in like using AI to get jumpstart on ideas, or in fact not just jumpstart, to just create a whole content and, post it, right? Sometimes our blog posts or sometimes our content is just on the point, like, we don't have to make so much changes or any change that the response that we get from ChatGPT at all. And but sometimes it's not. Depending on how well we know and how close the response is, we always have the freedom to play around and mix and match and polish the answers or the prompts that were given to us. So, Manmohan, how you shared your experience about like how you had to generate around 500 Google Ads ad copies for a client once, and you were able to achieve that with the help of Gen AI. So, based on the trends that are currently happening, what's your observation on like personalized content in email and social media? How one can keep the message or the content as personalized as possible to the target audience, and what does one need to ponder on when we are using Gen AI?
Comes to users, and especially if you want to target, let's suppose, bulk of users in the social media, like the video campaigns you mentioned. So for example, what we do, that we offer something, like whenever there is a contest, we like to offer something to the user. Now imagine you are offering like video for Krishna from a wall of, let's say, a brand like Disney or Coca-Cola, right? So it's the same thing. Like the equivalent might be that if you go to Disney World and your favorite Disney character is following you and walking hand in hand, it's something similar to that, right? So we, if we can achieve that level of personalization, I think it will be really great. It's all in WI. But for social media, a good example might be, as you pointed out, that you upload your list or whatever handles are tweeting you, you scrap that data dynamically from X or whatever platform you're going to, and then you put in your Google Sheet, you connect your Google Sheet. Now I'm trying to discuss the technical part, how it can be executed. So now you connect your Google Sheet with your app, whatever app you are using for your bulk video making tool, and then you make your videos, whoever users are made. So you are basically rewarding the behavior. Like if you can remember, like lot of guys have discussed why people like to get likes on their photos, because it's sort of a social reward, sort of a social reward that they are getting. So this kind of marketing can give lot of social reward to your. You can make a contest and you can make a voice, and then I'm just giving a hyper personalized example that whoever wins this contest, like like suppose whoever sings this jingle in the best voice will get a personalized video from the brand. Now you, like suppose you sing really well, and I post this for this particular brand, and I take a picture from your profile and I make a video and I post it from that will give you even more confidence, and it might be a life changing scenario for you. Why we are getting an.
True.
So it might be a life changing scenario for that particular person. So, and they will really, adore that brand. Now, it might be not relevant for everyone. This is just, but even in B2B, as we thought of that, like we can make a list and we can make personalized greetings for everyone's birthday, right? So we can make an Excel and it automatically sends happy birthday videos to your potential clients, right? Cool thing to do, and there is no time.
Yeah, coming from a marketing team where we are every time wanting to even congratulate people who have just been promoted, and in different companies, because media industry would want to do that, and we continue doing that. I think this is a great thing that can help us.
Since you are working with B2B businesses for a long time, how do you see personalization coming in pictures apart from the birthday greeting?
Yeah, so Manuel, for me, a lot of, because we keep sending a lot of emails or any kind of WhatsApp targeting or LinkedIn emails, we did a lot of research that, how are brands reacting to these personalized content? How much do they want these kind of content? It's good that we are sending it across, but are they ready to receive it? Or is it going to actually make an impact? impact. And you'll be surprised to know that, according to the fourth annual state of marketing report, which was given by Salesforce, 52% of consumers and also 65% of business, if we talk about B2C, it's coming to 52%. If we talk about B2B, 65% of consumers have said that they are going to switch brands if they are not receiving personalized communication from their vendors. And because of this, the personalized videos, the personalized content, which is engaging twice as many people before, people are ready to receive them and are spending 62% more time on these. People are investing more time on these campaigns. People are investing more time on those landing pages which has a personalized content for them. So I think that itself is a game changer, because if companies want to receive personalized content, that's what I think we vendors are going to do that. So able to actually input also, an email, in an email, a video, because we used to put different links and we used to put, it was difficult, but now the personalized contents have come up and you can put individual videos for individual people, individual brands. So that's a great great invention in its own way.
So if you can feed behavior level data to AI, but again, it's coming back to the last podcast that it's easy for the big guys because they do have access to a lot of data. But what about the small brands? How they will use AI? Like suppose you want to customize your website based on the shopping preferences. It's easy to do that when you have 1 million people shopping every day on your website. But it's very difficult when you have 5 orders, 6 orders in whole day. So I feel that with the age of personalization also bringing new challenges for the small businesses on internet, right? So all the democratic place that internet had become, I think it will crush it sooner or later unless you evolve with AI. You understand to use social media really well. You understand to use AI really well. If you know how to use them, even the small businesses will grow. But small businesses cannot grow if you don't understand these two things in this age.
Also, Manmohan, I think, not just the content creation is one piece where, personalization can bring a lot of changes in your brand. There are other ways also, like, these smaller companies can use to improve their sales, improve their ROI, and one of them would be also chatbots. I think that's a game changer. If you, I mean, you have been working on a chatbot recently, and you've been working on the real time interaction and using LLMs and machine languages, and coming up with a chatbot which is helping the salespeople, and how, what are the advantages that this AI chatbot can bring in. So how would you want to? If you can help us know that, how is it going to impact sales, and where did you come up with this idea, and do you think the market is ready to accept it?
What will happen initially that all the backend code will remain the same and only the front end will change. All the software companies, they will just change the front end, probably the brand logo and certain information, and it will require a lot of customization. So even the cost of making a chatbot for a brand will be, if not lakhs, it will be tens of thousands of rupees minimum, bare minimum. We are using a dynamic input file, and this input file can be changed for every business. So every business can share information about their brand, and the chatbot will behave differently. So every business will have their different chatbot. It's totally unique, so depending upon the business. And this is the beauty of this chatbot. And I feel we are not the only one. If you go to the WordPress, you will find many plugins. The only problem where, like 2 months back, I wanted to use it for myself, but none of them had a par quality. Like even the paid version did not. I have to draw the whole roadmap, but you're not using AI during the whole flow. So ideally, it should be so user friendly that a user can just give the input about the brand. The marketers can give input their brand, and it should work for them. And this was the motivation behind. So it will probably take a month or two to take the product out, but I don't want to do our promotion. So let's.
Course, one we I think we all are experiencing is the content, how AI has changed the content, right? And how we have started developing more content, using it in different ways, personalizing it. Second is chatbots, because I see there's a real time difference. There are companies which have shown in their stats that 26% of their sales have started like chatbot interaction, and 35% of business leaders have mentioned that these chatbots have helped them close deals, like close complete sales deals, which is like a great number, 35%. So I think, yeah, chatbot is a great invention that is going to help the sales team. And the next will be the improved ad targeting. Because of the generative AI, how it is enhancing the ad targeting on social media platforms by analyzing the user data and understanding the preferences, the behaviors, the attitude of people, and using that, showing the relevant kind of advertisements. What Netflix is doing. So Netflix is able to personalize itself because it has a lot of data regarding us. It is a very smart tool, and it is powered by smart AI algorithms. And it is able to do these wonders because of, I think, three major things. One of them is a great A/B testing. They are running at least 250 A/B tests per year. And the second will be the use of AI, which is helping them recommend, like the power recommendation engine. The use of AI to power recommendation engine will be the second point. And they are, right now, as per 2014 statistics, they are generating 70, close to 77, 78,000 of all genres for everybody. So that is, and the third point, which is a very, I think, in marketing terms, it becomes a very important point, is using the right content at the right time. They were able to target the right people with the right content, and hence people are loving their content so much. So Netflix will be one. So I think, yeah, if I have to say, then yeah, ad targeting will be a major game changer.
And just to add to that, because I have seen all this ad targeting change. In 2016, 2017, manual bidding strategies were the key. Like
Yeah.
if you had to run campaigns, you had to use manual bidding. And I saw the shift happening in 2017, 2018. You had to use in Google Ads maximize conversion and target CPA. That time, maximize click was not there, it was introduced later. So, maximize click is for something when you have a lot of budget and you want to spend the money, use maximize click. But when you want to get the leads in a certain targeted cost, you use target CPA. But if you want to get the leads and you also have the budgets, you use maximize conversion. So we saw that slowly and slowly, maximize conversion started outperforming manual campaigns no matter what you do, no matter what bit adjustments you are doing. So yes, little bit
Okay.
of manual interaction is fine. And I firmly believe that
Mhm.
whatever, like suppose if you require 10 people to, you still require the manual intervention because you need somebody to use human intelligence to interpolate all that campaign data and decide what to run and what not to run. But something that could have been done by, let's say, 3 or 4 people, it can be done by one person. Of course, the quality of resource should be better, but the like time
Mhm.
is spent, like all that manual optimization except at the keyword level in Google Ads or the creative level in the Meta Ads or Facebook Ads is gone. Like now the Facebook AI is so smart. Like imagine something like this. In Google, you get the result when you are searching for something. In Meta, you are not searching for anything. So you are interacting with the content. But still, you will see your conversion rates are on Meta are probably
Yeah.
better than your non-brand searches. Your non-brand Google search campaign is not performing better than your Meta campaign, which should not be a case. It means that Meta is probably doing a lot better job of targeting because they are using 600 plus different unique variables about a person. Now, it might be how much time you spend on your laptop, how much uh, time you spend on particular type of content, what is your purchase journey, what is your average CTR like, what kind of content you like to click, what kind of videos you like to watch, how much time you like to spend on a particular page, right? So they have all this data and they use this data to make sure that you are more prone to purchase this product compared to an average people, right? That's how you get those 1% conversion rates on Facebook ads compared to half a percent conversion rate on Google non-brand keywords. Of course, Google search brand keywords nobody can compete because there the intent is so high, it's very high. But when it comes to non-brand, I think Meta is doing a good job. And Krishna just
Do you
specific.
think how since you're talking about this, because Facebook, and we have a little bit of knowledge of how audience is behaving, how do you extrapolate this to email marketing, Manmohan, when you have a particular, you have a universe of email IDs and you have no other personalization, right? We do not know user behavior and anything about that. How can AI help me in that case? Any thought on this?
Yeah, so when I when I hear this and I imagine like some people sending 10,000 email and then waiting for a follow-up and again sending 10,000 email and again waiting for follow-up and again sending 10,000 emails. It really wanna make me cry. Like I go in a corner and I sob because like it's just annoying. It will destroy your brand. You will get high spam scores. Your SEO will go down. Your website trust score will go down. So this is a really bad idea, right? So now what do you do? So I will say that first of all, do not go with unpersonalized messaging. Just do not shoot 10,000 emails like all of them which should have the same content. Just like don't just change the name and send the email. Make it more
Hmm.
personalized. So give them value. So for example, you can mention something like that. Okay, you use chatbot in hospitality industry and it increase their sales by it actually it might make people interested. Some people interested. Like suppose even though 80% people not be interested, you will have 20% clicks, which will make sure that you have some level of engagement. So the raw sending of emails, at least that part should be over. Now, the second level will be that the journey during the email. So do not try to touch all the people with the same platform all the time.
Hmm.
So it might be something like this that you send you 10,000 emails and whatever people are responding to it's fine. Whoever not responding to you, run meta ads. Run meta
Okay.
ads and try to activate that audience and wait for their response.
So basically, using the multi-channel approach,
Yes.
basis
Now,
their own behavior.
yes. So you need to have the marketers who are educated in multiple channels. So,
Hmm.
or you need to have agencies who understand multiple channels. So you
Yeah.
send an email, and out of let's suppose 10,000 people, 1,000 people open your email, and 9,000 people did not open your email. What will you do? So you run your meta ads and you wait for 2 3 maybe two. You wait for 2 to 3 days, and maybe after 2 to 3 days you will have 2,000 opens or 1,500 opens. Now you upload that list in the negative, right? So you exclude that audience because they have already opened, and you probably run your meta ads 2 days more. But in the meantime, the people who have opened your email, you send your next page of email to them. Now, if these people are sending you replies, then you try to connect with them on Instagram messaging, LinkedIn messaging, and WhatsApp messaging. Wherever they are,
WhatsApp, yeah.
wherever they are comfortable, wherever your audience is spending time. So choose one. I'm not saying this, so maybe if you are a
Hmm.
hardcore B2B business into education ed tech sector, maybe LinkedIn is your place. Maybe you are a you are a let's suppose a bakery because we are working with now. We have a like he's the one of the best bakers in India, right? My bakery is called out. So they are
Okay.
one of and they are teaching these small bakers or baking enthusiasts offline courses and online courses how they can bake at a professional level, like what is at the 5 star level what they can do, right? So this is the value that he's generating. Now, for this particular brand, LinkedIn will not be the best place. You have to use Instagram, right? So you have to use Instagram messaging. So you started from your email chain. You used your social media audience. Now, Meta was just an example. You can run your ads on Twitter as well, Snapchat, whatever platforms your audience is more engaged at, and then you try to touch them in these messaging apps and try to convert them. So once,
Hmm.
and here I think our chatbot might be even more useful, that it's able to take that conversation and automate all that process and put a qualified lead in front of you. It books a meeting for you, and you make sure that you show up at the meeting, and then you talk to the potential customer and try to convert the lead. And so this is how the journey will complete. And it will be very much efficient compared to what we were doing earlier. It will be less
Mhm.
spammy. It will be better for your brand. So overall win and win for everyone.
Oh, great. I think that was very insightful, Manmohan. Thank you so much.
So Krishna means, and again, it's not like that you have to means, but I just want to like hear more personal experiences for you.
I have used personalized content, or I've tried to achieve personalized content in my, creatives, be it videos or statics, or even like a caption or across platforms. What I've seen is that the engagement rate has increased. Like, even if I'm not able to convert the user into, like, say, a customer, or like a view, a visit into a sign up, but I do see some engagement when my content is as personal as it can get, personal to the culture or the state or language where I'm sending it. In again, in that, understanding the age group of target audience, like I reiterate, and what kind of diction or what kind of mentality or psychology they probably have, right? Understanding this has helped me create very deep, very personalized messages. And the effect that I've seen is that, not just that our follower base on each social media platform increases, our engagement increases, but it also sticks to the mind of the audience. The second way again is to see that, in A/B testing, that one set A we send with personalized message as personalized as possible. The second set B would be like generic, and I also tried to measure, like, what is the outcome, based on this A/B testing. I've also noticed that not all the time, my personalized message works great in comparison to the generic message that I send out at times, but it totally is like based on various environmental factors, and also could be like, that I was able to speak better in a generic manner than in a personalized manner, right? So there are various factors that can also help me measure, how good my personalized message is, and how it can, like, if I continue with that learning, how it can help the brand, or like, grow it exponentially. So yeah.
I think I also wanted to bring up one point which was very interesting in terms of email marketing. So we personalize subject lines a lot, right, for the open rate, and it is the only factor which is dependent of about the whole metric is the open rate if you personalize the subject line. And we have done subject line personalization on two aspects. First is the first name. If you call out the person like saying, "Hey Manmohan, here's a chance or opportunity of something XYZ," or there's a personalization in terms of company. Hey Manmohan, you can elevate your brand. Instead of saying your brand, you write the company's name, right? And there is a chance where you just say hey and then say hey, you elevate your company. Instead of that, your company, you personalize the company name. And we have seen more open rates when you write the name of the company instead of your name. So
Right.
people, when it B2B marketing, have shown more personalization as a result. It has shown a better result when we have been personalizing the company name and not just their first name, because on emails maybe people don't like seeing office emails. People don't like to see their names first. They I think maybe on a personal or B2C level, I would want to see, oh, okay, if Mintra writes me an email on a B2C level, then I'm definitely going to open it. But if my manager writes me an email, hey Pragya, I mean, in office we do not connect to that directly. So on B2B space, company personalization helps more
I
than the
think
individual name
just
personalization.
to add to that, I think it's more like that whenever I open in my inbox, in the region I have 30,000 plus 100 emails. It's just because it's all the people are sending mails with me to Heyman, and none of them
Yeah,
like know my company name. Like most of them don't know the company.
possibly,
Yes. So whenever
possibly.
I
I think
see
it's
my
a trend.
company name, I probably find it more relevant and probably coming from a more valid source. So that might also be.
That may be the side behind.
that yes, we have a great deal of help with ChatGPT or generative AI or any AI tool in terms of creating any kind of content and publishing it on various platforms. But to see the best results of those campaigns or those efforts, we have to be actively involved in understanding what kind of messaging we are generating versus what kind of messaging that we are sending out. And AI is only good enough as a tool, as an enabler for us. It doesn't, we cannot completely, what do you say, rely on it on multiple occasions when the stakes are high. So, yeah, I don't see it overtaking like the let's say our skills as such, like when it comes from critical thinking and from creativity perspective. I feel that AI and us like creators will always have to handhold and see what best we can do in terms of creating as personalized messages and as better marketing campaigns.
You want to add something more about personalized marketing or something like that? Krishna, you want to add something more about that? Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
I don't have anything to add, sir.
okay. But it's just one more, while like all these things, I think AI is more than capable of doing critical thinking and creating doing content. Actually, the first people who are like losing their jobs are the people who were creating a lot of text content. So because of the AI. So I and to be and most important part is that because I am able to create the content that I want, which is also a big deal. The only point where it lags, I think, is uh, being much more personalized to a person's need. A, like a chat gpt is for everyone, so it's not for a AI based marketing agency in Noida or a content agency in Bangalore. So it needs to be personalized, and this is like what we were trying to do through the chatbot, that it was personalized for that particular company or for that particular person. So those things are very very important. And as we discussed that people are happy to share their data as long as you are giving them value in return. So if we are giving people value in return, if we are going to give them better experiences, like people will be happy to share even their very personal health data if you are improving their health. So if you are giving them right food suggestions, they will be happy to share their Apple Watch data with that, because then they don't need to hire a dietitian. The AI is doing the job of dietitian. In fact, to be honest, like in US, there are a lot of discussions. Lot of diagnosis level doctors are very very scared. Maybe surgeons are a little bit safe, but others are very very scared about their jobs because now AI can take inputs, and a connected network can take the data from anywhere in the world, and it can make much more uh, uniform, much more advanced decision and much more correct decision without any greed, to make sure that you are healthy again and as soon as possible. Also, again, here, as Krishna pointed out, there should be somebody to monitor that if AI is doing the right job or not. But again, the same thing, that it will be able to work probably 3x, 4x faster, and there will be somebody who will be doing the job of 3 to 4 people with the help of AI. So personally, or in terms of banking, I feel like now if I want to apply to a, let's suppose, a loan, it will take me, it will be a big form. Like I have to give my address, this that everything. It will be a 15-20 minute process, and after this I will like apply for the loan. It will go to the bank. They will take 2 to 3 working days to approve it, and probably one more day to disburse it or 2 more days to disburse. So, but I need the money now. So, like suppose I have some emergency or whatever. So for 4 5, and I don't have a credit card, or it's beyond my credit card. So 4 5 days I have to wait. While like suppose if there is an app in a phone, something like the WhatsApp with the pre-approved loans, right? So these pre-approved loans know your eligibilities and your credit scores, and they are giving you pre-approved loans based on your spend level and your income, because they know actually the only reason they are asking you your income just to confirm that it's you who want the loan. They already know it from the credit bureau, right? And now you are getting your loans in 15-20 minutes. So that is the level of customer service and personalization uh, that people are expecting, and kind of ease of living that people will get. And and it it will all result into much better user
Mhm.
experiences, again, faster, better, and cheaper, and simpler. So faster, better, cheaper, and simpler. These four things will be achieved with personalization as soon as possible.
Totally agree. Totally agree to that. I think very well put. I think yes, it is. Generative AI is playing on all these four aspects.